Hello?
Good afternoon, Church of Scientology, Orlando.
Hello. I'm doing a project for Broward College, and it's a project on we're getting unique perspectives and different perspectives on what makes a good life. And for our group specific group that we chose to interview, we decided on different religions. All right, here's our podcast with me, Daniel, Dylan, and Zakariaou Ibrahimou. My name's Alan, and this is our podcast on what makes a good life, specifically in terms of religion. We interviewed a wide variety of religions that you guys will get to see, and a bunch of very interesting interviews. So, to start off, my name's Alan, and for me, what makes a good life is experiencing all the, idiosyncrasies of human consciousness, and emotion. So basically my perspective is that you gotta experience human emotion, and you gotta be content with your life decisions for the most part, at least on a basic level. Zach, off to you. What do you think? Zakariaou?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, yeah, so, sorry, can you repeat it? So, my name is Zakariaou Ibrahimou, and my perspective of life is, obviously there's the cliche, you gotta make a difference in the world, and you gotta be nice to everyone, but I think especially when you're talking about the topic of religion, as one of our interviewees said, I think finding the meaning of life or having a good life, I think has a lot to do with fulfillment, having a lot to do with achieving goals and overcoming obstacles that are thrown at you. And I think religion is really helpful and beneficial in this aspect. And hopefully, as we go through some of our interviews, we can really start to gain a wider perspective of other people's thoughts on this.
Yeah, sounds cool. All right, let's hear from Daniel.
Alright, so if I had to answer on what is a good life, and if we're talking about religion, I would say my religion has had a pretty important role. It's it was introduced to me at a very young age, and it's definitely played a big role in shaping my growth and how I grew up, and my morals and stuff. That's a big part of it.
Your mic is cutting out.
You want to speak into the mic?
My mic I promise you my mic is not cutting out.
All right,
so what's your perspective on a good life, bro? What's a good life
and can you say it without lying this time?
Yeah, stop fucking capping. Alright.
If I had to answer, no! Oh my! Wait, I have to get my charger for my laptop. Hold on.
Bro, Zach, no, you just got his charger. Come back. Alright, your whole take on this, Daniel, your whole idea about what makes a good life.
Really, I just think living the good life, for me, would just be doing what I think is enjoyable and achieving all my goals and having those goals in the first place, the things that I want to do in my life, with my life. And, that could be anything, but really, at the end of the day, it's just I want to do what I want to do and be happy.
Alright, sounds very wholesome. Alright, Dylan, one who wants to introduce themselves last. Last but definitely least.
My name is Dylan, and my ideology of a good life is any life. If I wake up every day, when I wake up, I'm always like, thank God I'm alive, regardless of all the trials and tribulations I get put through. Regardless of all the obstacles in my way, I always I try my best to overcome them, and even if it gets rough, I still thank God every day I wake up that I'm alive.
Amen,
really,
brother.
Really special.
Yeah.
Amen.
Pray for that.
All right. Well, so that's our baseline, idea of life and what makes a good one. Let's delve more into the religion aspect that we chose. Off the rip, I want to start off with the Scientologists.
Of course.
That was honestly the funniest, most interesting interaction. Honestly, we could put up the interview. whenever, and little bits and clips of it. But that was something to behold for sure. So I was wondering if I could take some time out of your day to ask you simple 5 questions about what your opinion on what makes a good life relating to your religion.
Sure.
All right.
Relating to religion, you said?
Well, like the first question is, how important is religion to you?
Me personally?
Yes, you personally. Yes.
I mean, I think it's important because it gives like a moral code to follow.
How does your religion contribute to your happiness in life, would you say?
It teaches to, see for yourself and not like just do or think what someone else says, but like look for yourself.
So you would say the church has helped you kind of achieve that goal of reaching greater happiness and closure, would you say?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
yeah.
cool. In your opinion, what makes a good life?
Having a goal and then being able to achieve that goal, meaning like being able to overcome any barriers that get in the way of your goal.
All right, cool. And my final question for you, are you fulfilled with your life? Why or why not in terms of your religion?
I would say yes.
You are. Could you explain a bit more, or is that fine? You wish to?
What would you like to know?
Like, has Scientology helped with your fulfillment in life? Like, would you say it's a major contributor to that sense that you have?
I would say yes, because before I wouldn't be able to say that I was happy.
Interesting.
And then
Okay.
after being able to overcome certain losses in life or not knowing what I wanted to do with life, it helped give me direction
Okay.
so that I could fulfill that.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much.
I was just so surprised on how hesitant they were to answer any of our questions. It was
Yeah,
like,
I mean, they are kind of sworn to secrecy. Like, we called the receptionists. All the receptionists didn't really give us a straight answer. They gave us like one-word answers. Then they handed us over to their head of like media or whatever, the one that's trained to talk. What was this? Yeah, bro, that was nuts. Yeah, David.
Information.
Yeah, the information head. Dude, he had, bro had an answer for everything, every question.
The guy's media trained, man. He's ready.
Yeah, he was ready. He knew what success was. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I
Do
really-
you want to survey someone else?
Yeah, if you could, that would be awesome.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know.
This is David. I'm the host.
Hi.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Did your
Sure.
friend or secretary let you know about what I was doing as far as the interview and?
Cindy, yeah, she said that somebody from a school is doing a study in theology or something.
Yes,
like that.
yes, exactly. So my
Great. What's your name?
my name is Darnell. Darnell Simon.
Darnell. Nice to meet you, Darnell.
Thank you so much. Well, my central question for my class that I'm doing is what makes a good life, and so I'm like interviewing different perspectives
That's
and
a deep question. That
Yeah.
is a very religious question.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And what have you? Do you want to know from Scientology what would make a good life?
Yeah, so I have a like a few set of questions that I was meaning to ask like
Sure.
Scientology. So one of my first questions is, how important is your religion to you?
Well, it's quite important. The first thing is to understand what religion is. Period.
Yes.
Do you know the derivation of religion, the word religion, and how it came about?
No,
The key thread of religion.
no, but if you could tell me, that'd be really interesting for my interview.
Well, if you're doing a study in theology, you're way behind the 8 ball. You should have already known that.
Well, it's
Okay, but,
yeah. Keep going.
yeah. So religion comes from the Latin religio, which means to bind, to pull together.
To
right?
pull together, yeah.
So it has it creates a sort of brotherhood with people. It's spiritual in nature, and it acknowledges the existence of a supreme being, meaning it unsticks you from just materialism. We're more than just flesh and bone. There is
Yes.
a spiritual aspect of life.
Yes,
right?
of course.
That's the common thread to all religions in the world. They're not all They don't all acknowledge the existence of a god. Some religions, such as Buddhism, consider that you yourself are a god, right? And so,
Yes.
so you had another question.
Another question. So, how does your religion contribute to your happiness in life?
Well, I can definitely tell you this. Compare a person who doesn't acknowledge the existence of a supreme being or the spiritual part of life.
Yes.
That person tends to be quite immoral, with morals that are quite debased, or no morals whatsoever. Anything goes. We live just once.
Yes.
So have fun while you can. So to me, it helps basically have a pretty clear idea of what is right, what's wrong, and the importance of your actions and your behavior in the overall scheme of survival and existence.
All right,
basically.
great. Next question. In your opinion, what makes a good life, would you say?
For sure. That's essentially being able to help, being able to be helped.
Yes.
And that help is able to stretch across not just, you yourself. The family is very important. The community is extremely important as well. Humanity, other forms of life, plants and animals, obviously. All those things are the guiding principles, I guess you could say. So in Scientology, the subject of life is subdivided into in a way that it can't be easily analyzed and understood. So they're referred to as the dynamics of existence, the urges towards existence, right?
Okay,
for survival. So
Yes.
you have the first dynamic is, self-preservation, your body, your possessions. The second dynamic would be anything that has to do with the rearing of kids, the family unit,
Yes.
future generations.
Okay.
The third dynamic is group survival, so that's like teammanship, the community, the people that you work with, teammates, work.
Yes.
The fourth dynamic is all of humanity. The
Yeah.
efforts for the entirety of humankind to survive. This is, participating in things like human rights initiatives,
Yes.
Creating a drug-free world, things like that,
Okay.
humanitarian type stuff. Yeah, so the fifth dynamic is anything that is living, plants and animals. We oftentimes do things for the survival of Mother Nature,
Yes.
right? Okay, the sixth dynamic is anything that is material, not alive, not living, material things, rocks, light, time. So it's matter, energy, space, and time.
Okay.
So these are the things that make up the material universe. We depend on it to a large degree, so we have to make sure that it should be in good working condition.
Okay.
Seventh dynamic is spirituality. This is the recognition that there's, something beyond just the material universe. The eighth dynamic is a supreme being.
Got it.
Some faiths or individuals refer to it as God, prime mover unmoved, higher power, the energy that created it all.
Yes.
So all of those 8 dynamics exist in a single individual, and the person himself should be capable of considering all of those dynamics when he makes decisions and takes action. So
Yes.
the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics.
All right, cool. And my last question that I wanted to ask, are you fulfilled with your life? Why or why not in terms of your religion?
The thing with fulfillment is it's a never-ending thing.
Yes.
You always have to have a purpose. You have to have a goal. There has to be freedom to act within the realms of the game that you're playing, and there have to be barriers,
Yes.
oppositions, and obstacles. If you don't have that, your life is not worth living. So continuously setting goals and accomplishing those goals is what determines happiness.
Okay.
So if you're setting goals, overcoming obstacles, and you have the freedom and ability to use your determinism, you will absolutely feel fulfilled. Depends how big of a goal you want to set.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
goal,
of
for
course.
example, is to help others. I always push myself to be able to understand people and see what they could, how I could help them, what they're willing to get help with, and then guide them in the direction so they can accomplish that help. And that's absolutely fulfilling. There's almost
All right,
nothing
yeah.
better that I'd like to do than being able to do that. And I do it.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Not in every single case, but I try.
Yeah, of course.
And and when I accomplish it, I take a lot of pleasure in having helped people. When I haven't, I always recognize what it is that I could do better,
Yes.
how I can improve my ability to interact, and so that next time I approach a person similar to that, I am able to do a better job.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think all of us were actually, I think we were pleasantly surprised, actually, I think the word is.
Yeah, he was a very charismatic guy. Like you can tell, like he's the one who's telling people, yo, you gotta join us. Like that's how they get you.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
they-
He was a really likable
Like
guy. Yeah.
you can tell he was like sprinkling in some truths and some horse shit. Some
Amen. Amen.
At the end of the day, he didn't tell us about the volcano. He didn't tell us about the aliens, bro. He told us about his like 8 sects or whatever to their religion or their 8 like guidelines, which was interesting because our questions kind of like coincided with what he was saying with that. Like, there's literally a guideline to what makes a good life for Scientologists. Embarking on this journey, Daniel set out to email Heaven's Gate, which, you know, by the definition of a religion, I guess they could be considered a religion, but they're more of a cult, you know.
Yeah.
We'll pop up on the screen what they said to our questions. It's kind of funny.
We are not a religion was their answer for 1 to 4.
Yeah,
And
they're-
their number
those.
5 are the answer to question number 5 is just we are fulfilled.
Yeah, I think the formatting was quite hilarious.
It's a little
1 to
scary,
4.
but
yeah, it's a bit creepy.
We're just not gonna acknowledge just 1 to 4. Just
They're not a
And
religion.
that's
I guess.
actually like that is the real Heaven's Gate. Like that is on their website. That's the same group that like they all killed themselves 30 years ago, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that
going to
actually
the flying comet across
And
the
it's still-
Earth. Well, that was kind of short-lived, you know, but as far as like more mainstream stuff, I mean, I wouldn't call Scientology more mainstream, but we also reached out to the church, or we went to the Mormon church.
Yeah, there was a lot of people inside there, and we were able to talk.
Yeah,
to them.
there's quite a few people. It wasn't creepy though.
Yeah,
It wasn't creepy.
it wasn't cute. It was definitely like wasn't scary. Like
As far as our interviews, we interviewed Milosh Kandich, who kind of gave us some
Brian.
insight.
Brian's dad.
Yeah.
yeah, one of your students,
know Brian,
Brian
right?
Kandich.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone knows Brian.
Yeah, of
I
course,
hope
everyone knows
so.
Brian.
So the first question is, what is your name, age, and religion? Okay, my name is Milosh Kandich, and my religion is I'm Christian, okay, but I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ, and is well known as Mormons.
Okay. How important is your religion to you?
To me, it's very important because it's been part of my life, and believe in God and think about all those principles that you learn is a good thing and it's very valuable for you and your family.
Okay. How does religion contribute to your happiness in life?
Give me a purpose and also a direction in my life that contributes to my happiness because I feel like I'm doing what my Lord required from me, and also gives me the principles and values that my family needs.
In your opinion, what makes a good life?
A good life is to be happy and have all the things that are the most important in your life. Like in this case, your family. If you have your family together and you share the same values and also the same goals, you're gonna be a happy person.
And are you fulfilled with your life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I still need to do, more improvements and definitely, reach more goals and stuff. But yeah,
All right. Well, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
His interview was very heavy on like principles and like goals and like
Yeah.
what's interesting is that like in my essay for What's a Good Life, I really didn't have any goals. Like I didn't write about goals or fulfilling any goals. Probably because I'm more of like a free liver, like I know I'm young, so I don't really got too many goals right now or aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
But like
I
guess that's
Should be the opposite, buddy.
You just be freestyling life.
I know I'm just freestyling right now.
Yeah, no.
Like,
We
got Eminem
I
over
know I
here.
got to get into a good college, but it's not like a goal. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'm not looking at like life and being like, dude, I need to do this.
So where's your fulfillment now, buddy? So what's like as you progress, like what are you gonna find like, oh yeah, like I accomplished this, like where is that gonna happen for you? Or where do you think? You know?
Later down the ladder, bro. Like,
Mhm.
So it'll just like
Only
spawn
time will
in,
tell.
bro.
yeah, time will tell, bro.
Alright,
Like,
yeah.
once I find what I'm very passionate about, I'm sure goals will come into mind. But so far, I have nothing to. I don't have much passion in
Yeah,
anything in particular.
gotta find it,
so I
man.
can't.
Gotta
So I
find
can't like.
Gotta
I
find
don't
it.
want to create a false goal that like, you know, that I don't really want to achieve, but I'm just like achieving it because there's nothing else to do.
A lot of people find that fulfillment on goal making. On I think Milosh said that like goal making is really important to him, accomplishing things, overcoming things. So I mean, I mean from my perspective, I mean here's the argument. Maybe you're right. Here's the argument. From my perspective, I think is like as you say, you're just going with the flow. I feel like as you progress, is there no like desire or as you said, you don't have really a passion to like.
I would like to aim for something. I'm just not gonna make as I said, I want it to be a genuine thing that I actually want to strive for. You know, I don't want to just see something and just do it because everyone else is doing it. You know what I mean? I want to take a genuine interest. But like you said something about fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like you said, like without goals, how will I have fulfillment? I don't think, and like just like David said from the Scientology, nobody ever reaches fulfillment.
Yeah.
Because you're always
Yeah,
working to
yeah.
improve something about yourself. You're always working to improve your life, other people's life. You're like until the day you die, you're not fulfilled.
I feel like talking about the Scientology is really interesting because you have like such a stark contrast from all the other like more mainstream religions that we talk to. Like even Christianity and Judaism, they're different obviously, but you know they're derived from similar scriptures like backed by you know proven or whatever like old scripture. And then you look at Scientology and it's like it hasn't even been alive for 100 years and they've gained such huge traction and it's so polarizing. So general takeaways, guys. I feel like at least for me, my idea of a good life is a lot more like micro scale to what our interviewees kind of said, and in general, like interviewing these groups, it's gonna vary, but it's gonna be a lot more like foundational and like tangible things compared to what I said about feeling emotion and having experiences, whether they're good or bad.
You know what's interesting? That out of all of our interviews, not one of them mentioned like appreciation.
What's funny is like in the beginning when I say, "Oh, I thank God every morning," like I was dead. Like that's genuinely like a thing. Like people these days, like they like that's not.
That's something that
flies
flies over.
Granted, bro. Like they always complain about.
I think religion is an important part of everyone's lives.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of times people just don't realize that they're lucky to have what they have. And I feel like you said with a lot of our interviewees, they didn't take the time to notice and appreciate what they got. But I think it's important to realize that, you know, not everyone has these things that you have, and you should always be thankful for what you have. And while it's okay to want more in terms of wanting to achieve more for yourself, you know, in terms of maybe you have goals or some sort of passion that you want to achieve in your life. But at the end of the day, you have a life, you have one life, and that's a gift.
It's good to see how far you've come as well. Appreciate it.
Way to sum it up, Daniel.
Appreciate the time you spent.
Thank you, guys.
Way to sum it up, Daniel.
Zach,
Okay, so thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Obviously the question is, what is the meaning? What is a good life? And I think in this religious aspect, we've discovered obviously the morals, the being good, the family, and all of that. And as Daniel just said, appreciation, I think, is really important in life. And I think also another aspect that wasn't really too like touched upon is some of the okay, yeah, I'm waffling. Okay, okay, settle down. Okay. Good job. Okay, so
It doesn't say.
I mean, there's nothing really in the rubric that's like, oh, we haven't done.
Go for it. All right,
Is
good
this-
night.